Welcome back to a Chi-Town Blitz episode. Got a great episode for you guys today. The Bears are coming off a big win. Probably the most dominant performance we've seen from both sides of the ball. Caleb Williams put together a great performance. Let's dive right into it. The Chicago Bears, Cleveland Browns game. What were your thoughts on this matchup? What were your thoughts on this victory for the Bears?
I think my biggest takeaway was the turnovers from the secondary. Hats off to them. 3 interceptions. Should have been 4 if you think about it, because
Deshaun Wright should have had a pick 6.
Exactly. So there's one that we left on the board, which I've been really impressed with our DB's hands this year. I mean, they got great hands for being defensive players, so hats off to them. I also was impressed with Caleb's accuracy this game. I felt like he had a lot less overthrows or just bad balls in general. A lot of the balls he did miss on were throwaways or a guy dropped it. So I know the completion percentage wasn't perfect, but he was putting the ball on the money on Sunday.
No, yeah, he was definitely dicing. And in the first half, I saw Harrison Graham put out a tweet where it was like, there was like 6, incompletions in the first half for Caleb. 3 of them were drops right off the bat. One of them, the receiver fell in the route and shit. And then 2 of them were forced incompletions by Myles Garrett. So for the most part, he was clean as hell in the first half. I thought this was probably one of his best performances. He was comfortable in the pocket. I saw Kyle Long on CBS Sports talk about how, with Patrick Mahomes, he's a quarterback that could throw through the wind, throw through the cold, throw through, the air and stuff. And he's like, the Bears got that kind of guy. And I'm like, oh, shit. Music to my ears.
You think about how cold it was on Sunday.
It didn't matter for him,
I mean, shit. It didn't. So really impressed with the performance. I was hoping we got to 300 yards from him. I thought it was going to happen, but obviously anytime you blow somebody out, definitely left some plays on the field. Luther Burden probably should have been over 100, but had that bad drop. So I think all in all, it was a quality game and a perfect opportunity for us to get right before we head into these last 3. Because not only did we win, Detroit lost, and so did Green Bay. I mean,
this is a perfect weekend for the Bears
after this, but weekend couldn't have gone better. Yeah,
and this is the type of game that kind of shows you that we got the right coaching staff, because coming off the loss last week, we could have easily been off. The mood could have been really down. This game could have been really close, but from the beginning of this football game, it was over. The Bears settled themselves as the better football team. The Browns are a decent football team. They beat the Packers. They beat some good teams. We came out there, we put a bad football team away. We won in convincing fashion, and the game wasn't even close. So got to give credit to this coaching staff. The defense dominated early. I know Shedeur Sanders didn't have already came into this game without 4 starting offensive linemen, then lost Tevin Jenkins. Tevin Jenkins was on the Browns, but then he got fucking hurt in the game and shit.
That nigga trash. I could have told you that.
In his first start this season for the Browns too. He hasn't even been starting this year for him. Which is crazy. And I was a big Tevin Jenkins guy. I wanted us to keep him because I thought he was a good offensive lineman, but genuinely, when you can't stay healthy, when you're just a liability, you can't be our best offensive lineman, but never on the field,
Exactly.
We're seeing what it means to get some really good offensive linemen that can be reliable. I mean, Joe Tooney, Jonah Jackson, I saw him put, what's the name, Mason Graham on the dirt on a pool. It was nasty. Clean work. So, we finally see what it is to have really good offensive linemen, going from Tevin Jenkins and Nate Davis to Jonah Jackson, and Joe Tooney has been just night and day change.
You remember when our head coach was writing Nate Davis letters and shit?
I had high
hopes
Both
of
Nate
niggas trash.
Davis. Yeah, the coach and Nate Davis. Yeah, and our old line coach was terrible
write
too.
Love letters please play. Get out your own head. Is Nate Davis still in the league?
I don't know. I haven't heard much from bro, but honestly, I mean, I think the Ravens will probably take Nate Davis over Falele. They are saying he's the
Damn, it's that
worst player.
bad?
There's like, if you go into the Lord, look, search him up on like Twitter or like something up with his name. You're gonna see just compilations of just him like, oh, just like letting people go through. It's really bad. And he's like the biggest player on the field.
Damn.
Lamar Jackson, as soon as he gets the ball, he's under pressure from the interior. So yeah, he's that bad. But what would you say some big winners and some big losers for this game are? I'd probably say a guy like Luther Burden. I mean, he had that drop, but 87 yards receiving in this game. I feel like the more and more he gets involved in this offense, the more he shows that he could be the best receiver on our football team. Just, that one catch he had out, and then he juked the defender immediately, got, almost got the first down, I think, or got the first down. Just little stuff like that just show how much of an explosive playmaker he can be. The game against
Yeah,
Dallas too
he's
was
a
great.
great one. You obviously go Swift,
93
Caleb,
yards, yeah, or 98 on the
DJ.
ground.
We talked about DJ having a big game or needing to have a big game with Rome being out. Him and Luther Burden stepped up. I really like Colston Loveland as well. I think every game he's showing flashes on why he was a number 11th pick or top 10 pick. I liked seeing TJ Edwards fly around and
Yeah,
get back healthy. And, I would say everybody who caught a pick, man, shout out to them for sure. And then Austin Booker
Jalen
came
Johnson.
away
Yeah,
with 2 sacks. So I'm
yeah,
pleased overall, man. I can't be happier. Obviously, the Browns had their entire starting offensive line out as well as backups.
hmm
And they're clearly tanking. I
it's
heard some
clear.
rumors that Shador had the wrong wristband on or some crazy shit.
Like shit like that, it just don't even make sense. Like it seems like they're just making it harder for him. But I'm not trying to be that guy where they're like the fix is in, they're sabotaging him because it doesn't make sense. Kevin Stefanski wants to keep his job, obviously, right? But like it's like some of the shit that comes out of Cleveland just shows how poorly ran they are right now. Uh I don't know. I mean, it seems like it's kind of a tough task for him to win the job for the future. Seems like they're probably going to take a quarterback if they have the opportunity, which is I don't
He
know.
made a few plays, and I'm
The
not
deep
going to
balls were nice.
knock him for, yeah, I'm not going to knock him for having his entire offensive line out and there being zero run game. There's no way you can succeed in that environment,
Yeah,
especially
no
on the
way.
road against a playoff team. So I think he made a lot of good plays when he had to under duress, but um, it looks like they're tanking for a high draft pick.
Which is crazy, man. They got 2 first round picks too. But it's like you look at this team, need a lot of help. Offensive line is really bad. The playmakers, I feel like Jerry Judy's nice sometimes, but I don't think he's the number one receiver type of player. Stefanski, though, I mean, yeah, very questionable decisions this season. Uh, I don't know because it's hard judging a rookie quarterback, especially with all that's going on. I mean, we saw last year with Caleb, like he had some really high highs, some really low lows. Like some of these games, like the Titans game, week 1 was crazy. There was just some really bad performances where he's putting up 80 yards passing. We win the game still, but you know it's hard to really judge it. And I know Shador Sanders is like one of the more polarizing players in the NFL. So motherfuckers, when he has a bad game, they ready. They ready to say he ain't that guy.
Yeah, you can't call that a bad game, just because of the circumstances.
Yeah,
Obviously, that one throw, there was a few picks he probably liked back, but shit, what are
he's
you gonna do
growing.
in a game where the odds are stacked against you?
Oh yeah, immediately. Like he lost the game before he stepped on the field. To be honest, with just how
Right.
depleted the offense was, and you can't throw the ball to Harold Fannin Jr. 20 times. I mean, he tried, but you can't do it.
Nah, you got guys peeling off their zones going to pick the ball, so it's like, bro, you can't do that the whole
Hell
game. And
no.
then you got receivers dropping the ball when you put it on their ass, and DB's taking it away from 'em, so yeah, you can't
Yeah.
do it all at quarterback. I thought he made some plays.
For the most part, I did like there were some, decent flashes in the game. So, I mean, as a Browns fan, it's probably tough sledding, rooting for this team this year, as always. Miles Garrett, though, I'm happy he didn't break the sack record, though. I'm
He was
happy.
close.
Yeah, very
I
close.
thought
One
when
sack.
Caleb fell on that ball, he was gonna get it.
The sacks he did get, I don't know if I'd fully put on Trapillo. I feel like Trapillo probably got beat once really bad. But feel like some of them Caleb was kind of holding on the ball too long. He's just
Yeah,
not
nobody
making
was
it.
open, and he's got to realize like you
No,
gotta
Miles
have
Garrett's
an
coming.
exit plan.
Yeah.
So yeah, those were coverage sacks, but they were very fast coverage sacks.
Oh, yeah. Miles Garrett's a fucking dog. So Trapillo, I'm not gonna say he had a terrible performance because he's going against one of the best in the NFL. This is a guy that's having 5 sack games and shit against Will Campbell,
He's the best player in the
top
league.
left tackle. Oh yeah. So didn't think too much of that with him getting a couple sacks, but Caleb overall, I think the pass game finally got going. It was nice to see that and just finally see it get going in an important stretch right before really important stretch that the Bears head into. So Caleb, overall, what grade would you give him for this game?
I would say why not an A? You know what I'm saying? Like I
A
think he did
plus?
everything he needed to. I don't even think, yeah, like I said earlier, I was really impressed with the accuracy. All the balls were pretty impressive. Obviously, the touchdown to DJ Moore stands out. That's a play nobody on this earth can make. We
Hey, and I
continue to
love the
tell you guys
confidence.
that he
Yeah.
does that shit every single week. There's a play every single week. Only one man can make, and it's him. So I'm excited to see what he can do, especially going against Green Bay on a short week.
It was nice seeing him in the interview when they asked him about that play, and he's like, "I can make any throw. I feel like I can make any throw." And it's like that's what I need. That's the type of dog I want at quarterback. You
Yeah.
know,
And that bitch coming so fast, pause. It's only DBs ain't gonna be able to catch it.
No. And in the freezing cold, that shit was impressive as hell. Like it was a dot right through
Yeah.
2 defenders. It's like, how do you make that shit? And on the run too. So we really have a guy at quarterback. And you saw, I don't know, I just sent a video in the group chat right now about Miles Garrett talking to Caleb Williams. He's like, yeah, like, hey, something about getting 3,000 yards. Was it three? What was he talking about with the 3,000? I don't know. But we
Math was
finally
probably
have
off.
we finally have a guy though. This is somebody a lot of players are gonna want to come play with. Like this is somebody that it seems like everybody's recognizing how good he is. And did you see the touchdown to interception ratio? Okay, yeah. Quarterback with the fewest interceptions within 1,000 career passing attempts in NFL history. Caleb Williams with 12. Iceman.
Yeah, I love that. You know what I'm saying? The big plays are there. The accuracy isn't, but he doesn't turn the ball over. So we got 2 out of 3. You can't really complain at this point in his career. And
This
like I
is year
mentioned
2 too.
earlier, the completion percentage was a lot better this game than any other of the most recent games. So I'm excited to see what happens next.
I think Caleb's about to take it up a notch too, hopefully. Because if we get this kind of performance, if we get this play out of him the next 3 games and into the playoffs, we're a tough team to beat. When our run game just becomes a complement instead of the driving force, yeah, this is a dangerous football team, in my opinion. And it's crazy because you got him playing like this in the cold. If we keep winning, he's gonna play in the cold like this, and you're gonna have an advantage with that. Our quarterback slinging that bitch, while your quarterback over there by the tent, by the heater, because his ass too
Exactly.
cold.
So
Jared
imagine,
Goff, yeah,
yeah, imagine having to go through Chicago in the playoffs, and you look at what happened across the league. Devontae Adams looked like he pulled a hammy. That shit ain't gonna heal up no time soon.
no, and he a unk
Obviously,
too.
right. And obviously, the 2 injuries Green Bay suffered. They said Christian Watson isn't season ending, but I mean,
He's
he's
probably
one
not
away
play this
from it
week.
being season ending. You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying? He's glass, man. So it was a tough day in the NFL for everybody not named the Chicago Bears.
we've been dealing with our fair share of injuries with Roma Dunze. He was supposed to suit up, but we have enough weapons to, go ahead beat Green Bay without Rome. Let him rest up with his foot injury. Don't let
Mm-hmm.
him get out there and have to force it. Kyler Gordon,
Right.
he's on IR. He should be back by the playoffs. Apparently, that's what they said. And then Tremaine Edmonds is set to return from IR this week potentially. They opened his window, so hopefully we could get him back. But hey, I love DeMarco Jackson. That dude's a baller, bro. He had a sack. He
Nah, he
had an
was hooping.
interception. Yeah, as somebody, a Dennis Allen type of guy that's, was a special teams guy in New Orleans, and he's just made the most of his opportunity. So that's how you know you're building the right culture. When, hey, we got 7, 8 guys down, it don't fucking matter. We're gonna go out there. They're gonna play like Tremaine Edmonds. They're gonna play like Kyler Gordon, Chauncey Gardner Johnson with 2 interceptions this season with the Bears. So it's exciting times. But I would want him to get an extension done with, Keenan Allen. I would want him to stay with the Chicago Bears for maybe 2 or 3 more years because he's coming off his best season last year with the Chargers.